Hello, and welcome to Casseroles and Murder. My name is Cindy, and I'm going to stumble through Casseroles and Murder. I'm going to make you a beef and bacon stew casserole while trying to tell you the insane story of Jodi Arias and how she slaughtered her boyfriend who didn't want her in his life anymore to death. When I say slaughtered, she shot him, she stabbed him 27 times, and then she cut his throat from ear to ear. So, no hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, and she definitely is the epitome of that. So, let's get started. I'm going to let you know a little bit about what I'm cooking today. Sorry, my husband's in the kitchen snacking. Anyway, so if you hear anything in the background right now, that's my husband digging through the refrigerator. So I'm gonna start making the beef and bacon stew, and I'm gonna do two different versions of it because one of my family members is diabetic and can't have all of the lovely things. And so I'm going to do a casserole with instead of the potato, it's gonna have a roasted cauliflower mash on top of it. And then the other one's gonna be the original beef and bacon stew with mashed potatoes and nice Gouda cheese on top of it. So we're gonna start with bacon that I have already cut and prepared for you. And I'm gonna throw this into my Le Creuset pot. I will tell you that Le Creuset is the be all end all of all pans, and I swear by them. And if you have them, you're lucky. If you don't have them, don't walk, run, and get your own. It's for sure the best investment you'll have in kitchen cookery. So the recipe calls for 8 slices of bacon. I don't believe in that by any stretch of the imagination, so I'm going to put the entire package of bacon in there, and we'll just see what happens after that. So you can't really tell what I'm doing. I might move this over to you so you can see what I'm doing, but right now I have the bacon on the pan. It's already hot and searing. So you might be wondering, who is Jodi Arias? Well, I'll tell you, she's crazy. She's batshit. She was a girl from Yreka, California. She, beautiful, gorgeous girl, had the whole world at her fingertips if she wanted to, but she decided to slaughter her boyfriend instead, and now she's spending the rest of her life in prison. And we also have to talk about the victim. His name is Travis Alexander. He was a marketer, salesman for like a Fortune 500 company, also maybe a pyramid scheme company. I'm not quite sure what that is. I'm not here for facts. I'm just here for the story. So I don't have all the dates. I don't have the times. I don't have facts or anything like that other than just the story that I know from memory. So Jason Alexander was a very good looking guy. He came from California as well. He came from a really bad part of town. I think his mother was a drug addict. And so he had a really bad childhood and wanted more for himself in life than what he was given as a child. And Jodi Arias is from Yreka, California. She was, I think she's a sibling. She has like a brother. Her parents are still married. She came from a normal household. But she, by all intents and purposes, has undiagnosed mental problems, clearly, because she ended up slaughtering her boyfriend. But she and Travis Alexander met at a convention in Oregon for this Fortune 500 club that they were working for. He was a marketer. She was a wannabe marketer, wanting to learn more about the marketing trade. I don't know exactly what they were selling, but they were selling something. Again, I'm not here for facts. I'm just here for the story. So meanwhile, the bacon is really, really cooking really good. And so I'm going to turn that down just a little bit and stir this just a little bit. So the bacon is for flavor, and to get the pan seasoned while when I fry the beef. And I'll let you know how I do that in just a second. But Travis Alexander and Jodi Arias met at a convention. Again, she is this blonde bombshell girl, and when she went to this convention, she stole the hearts of many. There were quite a few men that were bedazzled by her and got her phone number when she was there. But Travis Alexander was a guest speaker. He was one of the top marketers for the company. And so he saw her as well and started to court her in ways that he really expressed interest right away. And she says that she didn't really have those feelings for him until quite much later. So fast forward a couple months, they start talking to each other on the phone, and she starts to get a lot more, develop more feelings for him. He also, because he came from a family of like a broken home, which was really kind of shaped who he was as an individual and what he wanted more out of life, he turned to the Mormon church. And he's from Tempe, Arizona, and Jodi Arias, again, is from Wairika, California, but they met in Oregon at this convention. So they were kind of long distance getting to know each other. And Jodi, who I would say is a chameleon, rather than just being who she is and being proud of who she is, she started to change herself to better seem more suitable for Travis Alexander. So he converted her to Mormonism. Like, they started talking about the Book of Mormon. He sent her the Book of Mormon, and she dove into that. And just as quickly as she got the book, as quickly as she became baptized into the church. Actually, Travis Alexander was the one who baptized her. But here's the thing. He never, because he was active in the church, there's lots of things about being, sexual. You can't have sex, you can't have coffee, you can't have caffeine, you can't drink, you can't do anything in the Mormon church, especially women. But Jodi found all that attractive because she wanted to be with Jason Alexander. Now I'm going to pause just a second on the story and tell you a little bit about what I'm gonna do with the meat. So I have the world's smallest amount of beef chuck, because everybody knows that the price of groceries is just absolutely astronomical, and this little bit of beef that we're gonna have to, each person gets one piece of beef for this stew, was $13.99, which is obscene. Anyway, it's like the size of a steak, one steak. But that's what we got today. And so I patted the meat off to just sort of dry it out. And then I'm just gonna sprinkle it with kosher salt and black pepper. You can see that. And a little bit of black pepper. And then I'm gonna flip it around to the other side. Take this thing out. And then I'm gonna pat that back side of it as well dry, because you want the meat to not be wet when you're seasoning it. So, there we go. Lots and lots of black pepper. And kosher salt. I swear by kosher salt. Okay, so there we go. So while the bacon is still cooking, you want it to crisp up and get all of that grease, that good grease in there. That's gonna give you the flavor. I am going to strain some of the grease because we don't want just a big soupy mess of beef and bacon stew with grease in there. So, hey, and it's too hot, so I'm going to tone it down just a little bit. Okay, now that's like slowly simmering. Let me let that cook low and slow for a minute. I'll tell you a little bit more about the story. So, Jodi and Travis start to develop this relationship with each other, and they're kind of back and forth. They're long distance. She's now converted to Mormonism for him, which I think is really not so attractive I'm sure that that's what he felt as well. So they start progressing in the relationship. They travel together. They go to different events together. I think they go to New York City together. But meanwhile, they're Mormon, so they can't have sex with each other. And this is a huge struggle for both Jodi, not so much Jodi, but for Travis Alexander, who desperately wants to lead a good Mormon man life and not have sexual temptation or anything like that. But, you know, when he met Jodi was his kryptonite. And that was just, you know, it was like steamrolling straight to hell. Is the only way that I can describe it. But so they travel back and forth to see each other. One night in specific, Travis showed up at her doorstep all the way from Arizona at 1 o'clock in the morning, and that's the first night that they started to make out and be couple-ish, because before Jodi has said that he wouldn't hold her hand in public. He wouldn't show his friends that he was interested in her, that there was anything between them at all. And so it was just kind of like this hidden love affair. And for me, that would be red flag central, because I'm not ever going to be with somebody who's not proud to be with me. But that's just me. But Jodi has said that, and during that time, she felt uncomfortable, kind of sad about it, but she continued to pursue and continue the relationship with Travis Alexander. So they talk back and forth. She shows up at his house at 3 o'clock in the morning from California, driving in the middle of the night, unannounced, to his house, and that sort of starts the craziness that is Jodi with Travis Alexander. They say that when she would go to his house, she would overstay her welcome or just show up uninvited. She would actually go through his doggy door, and if he doesn't answer the door, she would crawl through his doggy door to see him. I mean, huge red flags. But they continue to see each other, and Travis is saying to her, you know, look, this is private. You can start seeing other men, but I would tell you should start dating men that is in the church and not just regular men. So she says that she started to listen to him, that she was going to start dating other people, but he was jealous. And, you know, that whole kind of relationship thing where people are getting to know each other and just being not so great to each other. I would say that Travis Alexander wasn't the best dude when it came to his treatment of Jodi, but, you know, she was just a whole nother level. So Jodi and him decide that they're going to be exclusive after a little while, when he gets jealous of her dating anybody that wasn't him. So they decide, okay, well, let's just be exclusive. That this lasts 4 months until Jodi decides that when he's taking a nap one day, she looks in his phone and she realizes that he's texting other women. Meanwhile, again, this is a Mormon guy trying to be Mormon, but also living a life that's not true to the Mormon religion. So I think he was just battling a lot of demons. His, you know, sexuality, his just being a man and wanting to be with women, but also wanting to live this pure Mormon life, I think was an internal struggle for him. And I think the reason why he never really pinned his star on Jodi was because she represented all the things that he didn't want in his life, even though he couldn't say no to her sexually. So, I mean, they were doing wild sex, like anal sex, and, you know, just really not living the pure life that he is representing himself to be, nor she. So that really kind of ruined any chances that they were ever going to be anything other than just fuck buddies, excuse my French. But yeah, so I hope I'm conveying this story well to you. I'm very nervous doing this. This is my 4th time ever doing this. This is a passion of mine, but I struggle to get the words out. So here we go. Meanwhile, the bacon is still cooking. And I'm going to, in just a second, after the bacon's done cooking, I'm going to take that out and put the beef in there next to it. But after that, I already have this is the blooper reel. This is so bad.